Hello and welcome to the video. For today we're going to do my August wrap-up. Now, I read 14 books in August. Those were all on audio. Didn't do any physical reading in August, but it's my best, I think my best reading month so far, other than I think like February, where I think I read, it was March. I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to go through them pretty quickly. The ones I read at the beginning of the month, I don't totally remember. So I will do my best to give a little snippet of if I liked it or not. I have my Goodreads open because I put my star rating on Goodreads, but I haven't written any of my reviews yet for my reading journal, which I need to do because I want that up for next week. Anyway, I don't think these are in order of when I read them, so we're just gonna go for it, okay? So first one on the top of my pile here is Made for Each Other by Lynn Painter. This is really cute. I actually quite enjoyed this. This is like, you know, she's a maid, his maid actually, but I think she also works at a coffee shop. And he's rich. He ends up needing her to be her fake his fake girlfriend. And then they go on a trip, I believe. I'm not so sure because also I read another book where it was like, person needed a fake wife, and that's the Paradise Problem. Anyway, we'll get into that one in a second. So these two are very similar, but let's do that one next. Okay. So this one, yeah, Abby she cleans apartments, and I think she also works at a coffee shop or something like that. Anyway, this one was really cute. I quite enjoyed it. Yeah, I liked this one a lot. Again, I don't super remember what happens, like all the little nitty-gritty details. I just remember enjoying it. Wasn't a 5-star. I think I gave this 4 stars. Actually, I should probably be checking my Fable because I can give half stars on that one, because I don't think this was quite a 4-star. It was like a 3.75 or something. So let me double check that quick here if it's gonna load for me. Oh no, I did give it a 4-star. Okay, cool. Yeah, this was a 4-star. Can't really tell you exactly why, but I think this was the second book I read in August. Nope. Yes. But I enjoyed it. I tend to like Lynn Painter's books. They're quick, fun little romance reads. So that's number 1. And then let's do should we go on? Okay. And then we're going to do the Christina Lauren one. This was part of my TBR for the month, which I just didn't do one. I didn't read What the Focaccia because I was going to have to physically read that, and I just wasn't in the mood to physically read. So I didn't do that one. I was just like, it's fine. So anyway, this was on my TBR, I believe, for reading 2 authors. And I really like this one. I gave this one a 5-star. Just whatever was in this, I was eating it up at the time of me listening to it. So I loved this a lot. And just the discussion that's all through this is, I think, well done. So I don't know. I really loved this. This is the other one where I think the main male character, he needs a fake wife, and our main female character, she already, like, they're married. And Anna Green and Liam Weston, they are married because they got married so that they could live in the same house, or like for housing at the school that they were going to, because he had to be married or something. Anyway, so there's that. And then they go to his sister's wedding, and she goes, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, I think that's what goes on. They go to his sister's wedding, which is like on a remote island, I think in Singapore. And things happen. I really loved it. I had a blast. This was a great summer read. I enjoyed it a lot. That's the next one. And then we're going to do these 2 at the same time because they're earlier works. Ali Hazelwood, Love on the Brain, and then The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I read these 2 at the beginning of the month. I believe The Love Hypothesis was like, oh, this one was almost a 4-star. It just, I don't know. it wasn't hitting as much as I thought it would. It just felt, I don't know. I kind of remember what happens in this, but it's, yeah, I liked it. It was fun. It's not my favorite by her, but it was still a good time. And I think yeah, anyway. So there's that one. And then Love on the Brain, I really liked, right? Oh, they were both the same. I gave them both the same rating, 3.75. So yeah, this one has, I think, a little bit darker. This one gets dark at the end. I was surprised by that. Like really dark, like someone, I don't know if I should say that. Never mind. If you know, you know. But I was shocked. So yeah, but this one was fun as well. I can't remember, one of the books I read this past month, our female main character, she cries because she sees like an animal on the side of the road that's been run over. And I can't remember if it was in this one. I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might have been this one, but I just remember that one because that's definitely me. I wouldn't necessarily cry, but I feel really bad when I see it. So yeah, anyway. I liked this one as well. This was fun. Classic, you know, Ali Hazelwood. I think I only have her collection of short stories left, and I will have read all of her books. So that's awesome. All right. Next on the pile is The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. So I love the cover of this, but the story itself, I don't know if I just wasn't able to pay attention or if I was too dumb to understand what was going on, but this one was just meh for me. This one I just gave a 3-star. I think I wanted to like it more than I did. I don't know, for whatever reason, it just wasn't gripping me the way I was hoping, which sucks because this is such a beautiful book. I don't know if I'm going to continue the series because I think it's a series. I have no idea. I don't know. It gave me Hermione and Malfoy vibes, but I don't know. I kind of didn't really care. Not gonna lie. But yeah, this was also on my TBR for the month. So I think it was like Enemies to Lovers. Anyway, yeah, it was fine. I mean, I don't really remember it. Next one on the list, or on my pile here, is The Knight and the Moth. I was really excited about this one. This one is another really pretty cover. And if you see me looking inside, I have my tablet here with my Goodreads open. So that's what I'm looking at. But again, this one, let's see. My phone's down here to check my Fable. This one I gave 3.5. I don't know if gothic fantasy is my thing. I'm gonna put it like that. I don't know. I feel like I want to like that genre more than I actually do. This one was interesting though. I did enjoy it, but I feel like it's very slow paced. It's kind of very slow in the beginning, and then like this, like when you get to like here, the ending here is when it kind of picks up. There was one thing that happened that I was like, oh snap, I did not see that coming. So that was fun. I don't know. I might read the next one, but we shall see. Because I don't know. I don't think gothic fantasy, I think that's what this is classified as, is my thing. Just like I have now decided that thrillers and mysteries are not for me. I've been disappointed by so many that I don't really care to try them anymore. Not gonna lie. So yeah, gothic fantasy might be in that frame as well. Okay, so now the next book that's on this pile here. Again, it's another one of those where like I want to like it more than I actually do. And I feel really bad for saying that because it's a very popular book. I'm sorry if you love this, but this is the third book I've read, and I feel like all the other books are the same to me, where it's just kind of like you're just having, you know how you pick a show and it's like your background noise while you're doing something else? And so you're not really paying attention, like things are happening, but it's not gripping enough to make you stop doing what you're doing to watch it. That's this book for me. I don't know if that made sense, but this is the third one in the series, and I feel like like things happen, but they're not crazy enough to like shock me. And then like at the end is when they give you like they dip in like little sneaks of like, oh, by the way, this is another little twist thing. And I was like, oh damn. So I'm always like, holy crap at the end of the book. But I feel like also this is a September book and I read it in August. So I feel like I was doing it a disservice there. I also feel like I don't like the narrator who does this. I don't think I like the female narrator. So when I'm debating on potentially rereading these and actually using my eyeballs, I also could not remember what happened in the second one, and I didn't care to reread it. So when the fourth one comes out, I might physically reread these and see if that helps, if that changes, if I like them more. But what is this one? Yeah, this one was a 3 for me, unfortunately. Yeah. Anyway, like I didn't hate it. It was like it was fine, but like it didn't hit, you know? Next on the pile is This Summer Will Be Different by Carley Fortune. This one I gave a 3.75. It was almost a 4-star. I think actually technically I was like, oh, it's a 3.9, but that's not an option on table. So I quite enjoyed this one. I feel like it's a good story, and again, it's another fun summer romance in, I think, Toronto. No, Toronto and Prince Edward Island. That's what it is. Honestly, these make me really, her books make me, I really want to go to Barry's Bay. I want to go to Toronto, and I want to go to Prince Edward Island. So there's that. But it's a fun time. I think she's becoming one of my favorite authors. I'm loving her books. And I have one more, which I'm actually currently in the middle of, and then I would have read all her books. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, this one was fun. Fun summer read. She writes amazing summer romances, but they also have some like hard-hitting stuff in it. Like this is like a forbidden kind of romance, but like, I don't know. Okay, so why this wasn't higher, I remember this book now. Because I talked about this with one of my friends. Our main character, Lucy, her best friend is like, has a secret, and she's holding a secret from her, and she tells her brother, but she's not telling her best friend, and it pisses me off. Especially once you find out what the secret is. I was kind of hoping it was going to be a little bit more juicy than that. I was like, really? That's it? And you didn't tell your best friend? I don't know. I just thought that was the only thing that pissed me off, that didn't make it like higher. Like that was why it wasn't a 4-star for me. Or higher. Because I was like, well, I don't know. For me, that was annoying. And I don't understand why wouldn't you tell your friend that? So I don't know. The person I was talking to about it, she kind of explains. I was like, yeah, I guess, but yeah, no, it annoyed me a bit. So, but yeah, still really loved it. Had a great time. It was good. Good summer book. Anyway, next on this list on my pile is Till Summer Do Us Part by Meghan Quinn. I loved this so much. This was a 5-star for me, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I gave this a 5-star. I love her books. I don't know what she does. They're so funny. They're so good. And there's photos in this. She puts little pictures. Can I find one that is not? Let's go to the beginning of the book so you don't get spoiled. Yeah. So like, look at that. There's photos in these. This is my second book by her that I've read, and I want to read all of them. So, but yeah, I loved this. There's like past relationship kind of trauma of like our main character, she's divorced. And okay, I will say that because this is like fake dating, another like fake marriage kind of thing that happens, and how she gets into that situation is kind of ridiculous. But I mean, I don't know how else she would have gotten into this. Anyway, it's kind of silly, goofy, funny, ridiculous. So yeah, but it's so sweet. Wilder. Our girl's name is Scotty as well, which is so cute. Wilder, the main boy. Just because I didn't remember his name doesn't mean he is not going to be potentially my new book boyfriend, because he is so sweet. He's so understanding. He's just, oh, it got me. I was just like, oh, it was wonderful. I personally love this book so much, and I really want the other cover because I like the colors more. Well, I like them both, but yeah, I really loved this. It was fun. I think this was the last book I read in August. But yeah, again, it's hilarious. There's so many crazy things that they get into, and like those scenarios that they get into, and it's just, but it's a lot about like communication and like therapy, like couples therapy and stuff like that. And it's just, I loved it. For me personally, it was great. So yeah, I do recommend that one. And now the next one on this list are on my, wait, did I read that one? Oh, I did. Okay, cool. Sorry. So the next one on this pile is Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. And I had heard about this one. Why can't I really remember what happened? And I gave this a 4.75. That's bad. How can I really like this book, yet I don't really remember what happens? Make that make sense. If any of it, do any of you do that too? Please don't tell me I'm the only one that loves a book but like doesn't remember what happened in it. Well, this is book one, so I'm definitely gonna have to reread this before I read the next book. But I remember loving it, and it was great, and really enjoyed it, and remembering it, like I thought about it for a couple days after finishing it. So there's that. All right. Next is Once Upon a K-prom. Okay, so this one I read in August for my reading K-pop inspired books vlog that I did. That one's already up, so feel free to go watch that to know more in-depth thoughts on this. This is so cute. This is a, what the heck is it called? A YA, so they're teenagers. This was cute. I enjoyed it a lot. This one, yeah, this one was like a 3.75. I feel like that's pretty high for a young adult book for me, I think. But I liked it enough that I wanted to get a copy because I didn't have this before I read it. So there's that. And it's just so cute. Like, look at that. Adorable. So there's that one. I'm going to do the ones that I don't have a physical copy of at the end. Next on this list is another Carley Fortune. So I also read Every Summer After. I read this one before This Summer Will Be Different because I had read One Golden Summer. That was my first book by Carley Fortune. So I was like, well, I gotta read the backstory of Percy and Sam. I think, right? Sam? Yes. Haha. This one was another like 3.75 rating. I really enjoyed it. What was it? I feel like it would have been higher if I hadn't already known what the plot twist was. But that's on me because I chose to read One Golden Summer first. And I think I already knew that it would have spoiled this, but I was like, well, I'll read this one as like a prequel kind of thing. But I feel like this would have hit harder and would have got a higher rating if I had read this one first. But that's totally on me. That's not anything to do with the book. I still really loved it. Would totally recommend these books. I think I've gotten my mom to read a couple of them as well. So, yeah. So I love that one. This one was great as well. Again, auto by author for me already. So there's that. All right. And then, okay, another book that I had read that I don't have a copy of is Darker by 4. Again, I read that one for my K-pop Demon Hunters inspired reading vlog. So more detail on that will be in that video, but I really loved that one. I gave that one, I gave that one a 4.25. I really love that. I really want to get a copy of this one. It's actually on Book Outlet as well, so I want to grab a copy. I really loved that one. I actually really wanted to read the next one after I was done, but that one doesn't come out until next year. And I'm so sad. I want to know what happens so bad, but this one was so good. I loved it a lot. So highly recommend that. It is also YA, if I'm not mistaken, but it was great. It was wonderful. And why it would have been a 5-star, but they kind of sprinkle in like a little bit of romance at the end, which it kind of came out of nowhere, but then it also kind of makes sense. And then when you look back at the beginning of the story, you can kind of see the sprinklings of it kind of going to be happening, but it's nowhere near, it's not a romance. I would not say it's a romance or a romantasy. It's definitely a fantasy with like a little sprinkle of some romance-esque-ness in it. So if you're wanting more fantasy-based kind of YA book, this was wonderful. I loved it. Highly recommend. And then the last book that I read for August was Gleam by Raven Kennedy. Yeah, by Raven Kennedy. And this was the third book in the Play to Prisoner series. And oh gosh, I've read the fourth. I just finished the fourth one yesterday, so I need to remember what happens in that one. But I can't really tell you too much about it because it is the third book in the series. Just know that it made me mad, so I can tick that off of my bingo card when I do my reading journal update, because oh my gosh, freaking oof, yeah, it made me mad. And I was very anxious a lot of the time while listening to the book. Honestly, all of them I think have made me like very anxious, but like in a like anticipatory when you're reading a book kind of way, you know, if that makes sense. But yeah, no, this one made me mad, especially near the ending. Oh, yeah, so I can take that off my bingo card at least. I believe I gave this one, yeah, this one was a 4.25 as well. I'm really loving this series. I would highly recommend. Just look up trigger warnings though, because there are some dark topics and some dark things that happen in this series. I feel like I did a great job of getting through my TBR this month, and hopefully I can continue that into September. I'm in a good like reading place right now in my life. June was just, or July was, I don't even know what happened in July. I don't know why. I was just in not a reading mood, I guess. But also some things, one of these, like all of these books, majority of them were finished in like, some of them were finished in one day, 2 to 3 days. I think the most that took me to read was Accomplice to the Villain. That took me for like 5-6 days. Because again, I wasn't like super into it. It was so much fun. I read a lot of good books this month. So it was a wonderful reading month. And let me know what your favorite book of the month of August was and what you're really excited to read in September. And that is all for today's video. I will see you in the next one. Bye!